Looking at my gamer profile, I consider Western RPG to be my favorite genre, and since I finished The Witcher 3, no RPG catched my eye until this game came along. My name is Atecep, and this is my review of GreedFall. GreedFall is an RPG developed by Spiders and published by Focus Home Interactive. This studio is not known for making good RPGs, but RPGs that fill a niche that most mainstream games do not address. By many, they may be considered mediocre games, but others see their potential, me included. GreedFall brought the well-deserved recognition that Spiders were looking for. This game has something I've been looking for in an RPG for a long time: interesting story and good side quests. In GreedFall, the continent suffers from a malady called Malichor, a disease that turns blood black, and the only thing you can do is wait for death to come. In a sigh of hope, it is up to us, the Sardei, a merchant congregation nobleman, to find a cure for this disease on the exotic and mysterious island of Tirfradi. The Sardei and his cousin, Prince Constantin d'Orsay, now appointed governor of New Serene, depart for this new island. As the island was already inhabited, it is essential to maintain good relations between the settlers and the natives, because this may be the key that opens a door for the cure of Malichor. It is these relationships that make this game worth playing. To earn the trust of various factions, you need to help them. This gives us access to lots of side quests, all very interesting with a good premise, and that remind me a lot of The Witcher 3. It is not limited to being a fetch quest festival or going to a specific place to kill anything or anyone. Problems can be solved with dialogue that is dependent on skills such as charisma, intuition, vigor, etc. So the progress of these missions is dependent on how we intend to play. If we don't have what it takes to solve it, there are still other ways to solve problems with another approach. I wasn't expecting to find this kind of mechanics in this game. But it is not only in this that GreedFall draws attention. The scenery, graphics, NPCs and ambient sounds make the game even more interesting. The graphics are quite appealing with the vivid and varied colors of autumn, but the game is 90% that, autumn. It seems a little for the low variety of scenery, although they are all quite beautiful. There are several native tribes and each has their own ideology, belief and traditions, and this is quite visible in the way they wear their clothes and body and face paintings. Fortunately too, at the sound level the game does a good job, especially in voice acting, although the facial animations and lip sync are not the best. The ambient and the nature sounds are credible. The only thing that didn't captivate me much was the soundtrack, which is very bland and unremarkable. When it comes to gameplay, the game may look a little less appealing due to its unremarkable combat. However, we can rely on a fairly open character progression system with no class restrictions. For example, we can start a game with a character focused on melee weapons and over the time shift focus to firearms or spells. There is a great freedom in this regard. Whenever our character level up, we earn a skill point that we can spend on the skills we want. More gradually, we receive points to spend on attributes and talents. Skills serve to unlock new combat techniques. Attributes define which equipment we can use, the amount of health and stamina we have, etc. And finally determine our ability to crafting, unlocking dialogue options, lockpicking, etc. When it comes to combat, the game mixes a bit of Dark Souls with Dragon Age and The Witcher 3, but it never is as good as the ones I mentioned. Unfortunately, neither can we command our two companions. The loot is good, varied, and can be improved thanks to crafting. There is a good variety of enemies, and boss battles are remarkable, challenging, and quite enjoyable. If you want to do all the side quests, which I strongly recommend, you can count on a 40 to 50 hour game. GreedFall surprised me a lot. I wasn't really expecting to enjoy this game so much, and also as a Portuguese, I enjoy seeing Portuguese inspiration in one of the game's factions, and all the names are Portuguese that praise the great nautical explorers of my country. I hope you enjoyed this review. If so, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!